Hey YouTube, it's Tuesday. I've already done a video today, and then it was like, actually no, Tele Tuesday. I'll tell you what was actually happening was I was going to move these guitars around a bit, and I thought, I've not played that for a while. I'll put that away. And it's like I started playing it again, so we'll have a Tele Tuesday instead. So probably seen this before. It's been kicking about in the back wall. This is my Antoria. I never actually worked out exactly what year it was, or did I? There was something one year in the Ibanez catalogue. It's got dots here after a certain year and up to a certain year. It doesn't have the. So it only goes up to the 15th, 17th, 19th. There's no 15th and 17th. There's no 19th or 21st fret dots. But that and the metal truss rod cover. There's a point where before they had the metal truss rod cover, but after they had all the dots on. So there's a 73, something like that. Again, it's just one of it's an Ibanez model, it's a 353 or something like that. Which I now think might be Matsumoku. Actually, I've forgotten about that. This is a guitar that I saw a picture of on, I think it was from America. I can't remember the badge on the headstock, but it was this one. They're always this colour, only came in this sort of yellowy. This is what they look like new. It's poly, doesn't fade. It's got an odd bridge. See how it's kind of shaped a little bit like the ashtray. These guitars always seem to have this. It's got mad. Yeah, obviously it came with an ashtray at some point. I don't have it, but it's not like a square plate like yon, which a normal Fender plate would look like. It's got square sides and the ashtrays this shape. This one, the actual bridge is that. A very simple design. Also, the control plate, instead of being blade switch and volume and tone, it's like a Les Paul type toggle switch, volume, tone, and the output jack is on the plate rather than below here. And they made this guitar for years, and I've seen at least half a dozen, probably more than 10 versions of this guitar. Through the years it does change. This one's got a separate maple fingerboard and a 3-piece neck. It didn't always later on. Still the same model, kind of. It's a little bit smaller than a Telecaster. And no, it's not an exact copy, because this one someone had crudely cut out a hole and smashed the scratch plate and put like a hole for a humbucker in the middle, and the two original pickups were in bits. Someone had tried to, I don't know what they were totally gone. So I tried to put another one. I was like, I'll make it an Esquire, put a scratch plate on it. A Tele scratch plate doesn't, a proper one doesn't actually hide the hole that's here, because it's a normal Tele scratch plate, just half an inch shorter. It's just slightly different shape. So instead, I've got this Ibanez pickup in the middle from an Ibanez Geo, I think it is actually, and I chose it because it's one that matched this cover. This is just a cover I bought off eBay. I was going to put them in my Westtone Prestige because it's meant to have covers a lot like that, but the pole pieces didn't line up. So basically, I just looked for a pickup where the pole pieces lined up with that, because I thought, rather than trying to fill in a horribly gouged out hole, and there's a big crack down the scratch plate and everything as well, I kind of super glued it all back together again, tidied up the hole, stuck a cool looking pickup in the middle with this aluminium frame on it. So I've got an SHS, just because of it. So basically, these pickups are from. I did have to actually alter the pickups quite a bit to make them fit. These are from a Mexican Duosonic Mustang. Duosonic. I think it's a Duosonic. They're decent pickups. I think I put Hot Rails in it for my pal, and part of the deal was he gave me real pickups like so they put them in, and I just love the thought that they looked kind of like that lace sensory look, and it goes well with having this stupid pick. So basically, just all going for looks here. So we've got the toggle switch, which basically is just standard Telecaster, so it should sound just exactly like a normal Tele. Bridge. The frets on this are super low. It's been partially refretted. Basically, I think I got it free. I got it off my pal Steph. Was doing some swap stuff and was like, you want that? Obviously, and I was like, yeah, looks amazing. Look at the colour. Oh, even though it was in bits. Got the original tuners as well. They're really cool. See, I don't know if you can see there. See, the actual buttons are super thin. You can see that on the G string there. It's like they just feel great because they're super thin there. Just old Japanese ones. But as I said, yeah, I saw someone had one of these and it had the steel adjustable neck plate on it. And I thought, oh, because as far as I'm aware, that particular neck plate, the one that says steel adjustable neck on it, made in Japan, only the Matsumoku factory used that. So I've been talking about this and all of these actually being Fujigen built guitars. I think they might be Matsumoku. This one, I'm classing it with that one and with that one as well. I think, or at one point they were. See, I wonder, they might have even been built at the different ones at different times. Just either that or the neck plate's been swapped on that one, which is also possible. Yeah, so bridge Telecaster pickup or Geosonic pickup, which I had to kind of modify things to make it fit. This is an incredibly spanky guitar. The action is super low, but the frets are even lower. So it's like totally... And then the neck pickup. Which is actually quite a nice setup. It's like the bridge pickup does sound like a Telecaster. And the neck pickup has definitely got there's obviously reverb on there. Just a wee bit buzzy. It could really do with refretting this, but I kind of like it. It's shitness. But this is me doing it in clean. I don't play this guitar clean. So what it does here is I put hunted for the right knobs. Eventually found the ones I wanted, which were jazz bass and white to go with the white switch tip. But then, you know, let's be honest, it's all got to look cool. And it's like I was thinking it's sort of the massive oversized truss rod cover kind of goes with the big stupid pickup and that. Yeah, so they're also both push pull pots. So like in a Schecter, so as I said there, I'm only using these two pickups so far in normal mode, but when you pull this up, it uses this pickup and half of this humbucker, the one that's the reverse phase and reverse polarity, puts them both in series, making a humbucker using this and one of these coils. I can't remember which one it is, I think it's this one. So it's now, there it is on its own, and then there it is. So that's a humbucker made up of half of this pickup and this pickup. I did the same thing with the bridge pickup. So we're now using this pickup and half of this humbucker. So you can't actually listen to this humbucker on its own. It's got to be joined in. But these make bigger differences when I'm using gain. And there's a phase issue somewhere. Like, so when you're on the bridge pickup, when you pull this up, it gets fatter. Turns into a humbucker, but when you go into the middle pickup, there's something at a phase there. It's normal. And then... So, I mean, I did actually work out what it was doing it and why it was doing it, and it does make total perfect sense. I can't remember what that was, but I actually quite like it. It's quite a good sound anyway. So if you've got both of them in humbucker in the middle... But it doesn't work if you've got the... So that's both of them. The single coils, humbucker in the neck. I see, that seems to... Yeah, a lot of good sounds in it though. But the rat pedal is what I play, and so no. So bridge pickup. See, now we get the Telecaster coming out. If you humbuckerize it, see, it's good with having the rat pedal on because it's kind of hiding all the buzzing that's coming off it. But because it's buzzing, it's so... Because the frets are so low, the action's pure ridiculous. You just have to play it really gently. And if you don't play any of the notes long enough for them to actually ring out to buzz, then you don't hear them buzz. There is somewhat of a phase thing going on though. Got a wee bit of cocked wah-wah thing going on. Which I don't think it's there if it's in single. Yeah, I think what's happened is, I think that's exactly what it is. I've put the, whatever coil it is I'm using off this pickup out of phase. So that's why in single coil it's kind of, if you humbuckerize it, it's an out of phase humbucker. I quite like that actually. I think it's because normally when you go onto phased mode, like say you get it, like in that Ragnarok, nope, whatever it was, guitar, yeah, like the 3 single coil Roadster, those things, and on my Blazer actually, when you're in position 2 and 4, it flips the phase switch, reverses the middle pickup, so you end up with 2 equal single coils fighting against each other. Whereas putting it a humbucker in phase, because that's them in parallel, in this one, they are both out of phase with each other, but because they're in series, it's still a boost to some frequencies. Like that's on its own. Also, might be something to do with the fact that the pickups are quite far apart. They might actually be those two, so it's not like just having pickups right next to each other. There is a bit of a gap there. You can get your finger down, and also the angle of this. There's lots of physics reasons, but ultimately I've decided I'm keeping it and I like it. It's kind of like a Telecaster sound, but with more oomph. So when you're in the middle position, we're now the weaker pickup. Also, I think this pickup might be an awful lot more powerful than what was in a Fender Geosonic. See, it's phased, but it's not miles away phased. Neck. This would probably benefit from having slightly heavier strings on it. It's got 9s on it just now. Roto sounds. And then this is actually humbucker in it. Which, to be honest, actually doesn't sound. It's kind of in the ballpark of the CSL there. You can obviously get that as an Antoria as well. It's the exact same guitar. The wide range humbucker, which sounds like this basically. So if you're running the bridge pickup, so it's got a normal tele bridge pickup, there's nothing out of phase going on. If this is in single coil mode, it's the coil that this pickup brings in from this pickup that's out of phase. That makes sense. So we've got the neck humbucker, and if you go in the middle position, it should have neck humbucker and this, and it should sound good. love it when you get pickups that do that. That guitar there totally does it when you've got like a really bassy one and a really trebly one. The pickups sound completely different, so when you actually go in the middle position, you can actually hear both of them quite distinctly. And the bridge one. And then there, instead, they don't seem to be taking anything away. You just get the oomph of one and the brightness of the other at the same time. It's like, yeah! That's a sound I could use. No, I do like it. I like it. I'm sitting here thinking, should I be actually going into this? I think I did this a few months ago, last time I played this, and I worked out what it was doing. Whether I would rather have the normal humbucker in the bridge position, but I quite like that sort of bridge pickup plus. It's got so much of the bite as opposed to... It's a real cut through the mixer. Or the other way around, so now I can play on bassy. tones work. Maybe not. definitely got something. But then you put it in the humbucker and that. It's almost sounding like it's violining a bit. What, normal middle position 2 in the Telecaster? I don't think I've used that yet. That was the Delamo first. I'm not deciding I was going to do there. Since I've another button. Since I've it seems to be picking up more noise. But since I've done my pedal board much cleaner, now using the better power supply where I'm not daisy chaining shit together, and I've actually used like all my best patch leads. Seeing as my guitar signal's going through it, so I might as well use more expensive leads. So I was going to set it up for the corker, but the corker needs strings. So I finally adjust all the pedals because they've all been out and back in. I'll actually go in and actually sit and fidget with the knobs on them, set them up. The Rat's easy, you just put them all at 12 o'clock, and then sometimes if it's not sounding right, you just take that filter in the middle and you just move it up like that or down like that, and one way will make it sound the way you want it to sound. But this new thing, I don't know, I seem to keep getting lost in the guitar, just playing it. Probably doesn't sound any different, but I'm just like trying so many. It's like I seem to have just like it's like a tree, just avenues of ways of doing things, finding the same notes in different places and all that. And it just seems to be every time I play a guitar like this, I've not played this since I could do that, and it's like, oh, it reminds me when I got a new record. I remember getting a new record player. It was and the one I had before played fast, and I put it on and I was like, oh my god, no way I can listen to it. Oh, but listen to metal. I've not listened to that. The new record player, listen on. Everything was just like better because you could just do more. I'm kind of getting that with all the guitars because I just probably just in my head like feel a bit comfier playing them. And I suppose having that funny out of phase humbucker sound. This one is makes it different. None of my other guitars do that. And I basically saved this guitar from the bin as well. The frets are absolutely goosed. What's happened is at some point in the past, this guitar has been very well played. That fingerboard is not sandpapered, and that's poly finish that's worn off this fingerboard. These frets are worn down. So what's happened is it's been a hard-working guitar in the 70s and 80s, I think. The thing is, I kind of knew as soon as you'd see a guitar like this, I knew it was really good, even though the pickups were falling to bits and they were kind of held together with duct tape and this is someone before you could buy new pickups. Obviously the other pickups must have died, and they put like probably a DiMarzio Super Distortion in the middle, and then when they threw the guitar away or sold it, they kept the DiMarzio Super Distortion. It would actually fit quite nicely colour wise. I do actually have one. I could put one in it. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Just because it would be a similar match colour-wise to the colour of the body. No, I quite like this one. I'm not going to mess about with it. Currently, it didn't really cost any money. So there you go. So the actual reason I did this video was because and the loophole was it's Tuesday, so I could do a Tele Tuesday because I just wanted to play this. Because it's brilliant. I've got so many guitars that I pure love. This is actually a Cranking House song now. I recognise it. But it's in a different key. Sounds very phased. I think there's a certain element of relicking and making something seem worn in, which obviously maybe that's, I mean, saying that I've never played one of your £6,000 or £10,000 Fender custom shop relic guitars, so maybe I'm wrong, but they don't look real to me, especially when you see them in person. I've just never played one. This one does have all the dents. I mean, this is what a heavy relic looks like when it's made with poly, not made with... That's the original jack socket. You could just put another one in. But there's something about the worn thing. You just know that this has done thousands of gigs. Actually, it used to have a Musicians Union says keep music live big sticker on it. So that whenever that era was, that was before my time. But I remember seeing the stickers left over, in venues and stuff like that in the dressing room, like behind other layers of stickers. It would be like, oh, the Musicians Union says keep music live sticker. It's actually, I stuck it to my mirror. I think it's fallen down the back. Yeah, I was thinking of putting it back on again, but I think this has probably played a lot of punk gigs. But it's a really nice wee guitar. It does, as I said, it really could do with a fret job, but I'm quite liking it because it does have a thing. As long as you don't want to play clean, like the buzz is even on all the strings, which is good. I think it's slightly smaller than a tele as well, it's a wee bit, it's a dead comfy. Yes, I'm going to leave it in. That was me just sitting there playing with the neck humbucker going, actually, the neck humbucker sounds really good. Should I be making the bridge humbucker mode not out of phase? But, again, I kind of like it. It's a totally useful sound. Yeah, okay, I'll stop. Been too long. But actually, what I was going to say there was, yeah, the frets are pure worn, and at some point, I get sidetracked quite easily. Somebody's tried to replace the frets, and they've used jumbo frets. So they've done 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top of the neck, replacing the jumbo frets, and then they've realised this is really, really hard work. So they've gone, sod it, I'll just do the bad frets, which are the first, second, third, the first 3. So it's got 6, 7 frets that are jumbo frets in it. So when I got it, those 7 frets were all jumbo frets and full size, and all the other ones were worn down to practically nothing. So I just filed the jumbo frets down to the same height as the other ones. So hence why it's working. Just it feels so at home in this guitar for some reason. Not very accurate tele. Well, it is a really accurate tele. Not an accurate as in if you buy like a modern Squire tele, it's accurate. It looks exactly the same. All the dimensions are the same and stuff like that. Yeah, totally. This feels and sounds like a real tele. It doesn't necessarily have exactly the right dimensions, but it feels like a 60s guitar. Or a 70s guitar, because it is a 70s guitar. A wee bit buzzy on the E string. I think I was having that a wee bit with the Tempest. I think I'm setting the E string just a wee bit low. But actually the reason that I think this is... No, it does have something. Not really. The neck is dead straight. Absolutely dead straight. And even when you undo the truss rod works, but it's all the way off. So the neck is dead straight, so it's always niggling in my mind that it needs to have some relief. It doesn't. But you kind of get away with it. Kind of gives every note's got its own wee like harmonic character to it. It's like a buzz or a fart, but it's quite a musical one that's always there whatever you play in this guitar, regardless of what pickup, even when it's not, you know, the pickups on. It's got a wee bit like my resonator sounded. It's got a definite to it, but every note's the same. I do think my amp's sounding better as well, just having a clearer path. Although it's obviously the clearer path just gives you less hiss and shit like that, but it's more, I think it just gives you more of the signal. It seems to be just that wee bit, you know, just turn the better knob up a little bit. I suppose that's just one of those things that happens if you change all the cables for better ones. And I gave a Scusha contact cleaner in every socket, and they've now all got their own power supply. Does make a difference. Probably only because I'm so used to that particular rig, though. I'm now used to the Orange TH30 and the 3x12. It's now my sound, and so if you alter that a little bit, especially with the rat pedal, alter that a little bit, I really notice. Which I don't tend to notice as much with guitars. I have to be honest, because I've just got so many of them. I'm so used to playing different ones. The thing that's really annoying is all the ones I've kept I've sold 3/4 of the ones I've bought, easy, more than that. But the ones I kept, I all kept for a reason. Partly because something like this, which probably wouldn't get that much money for because it's modded, but mostly because it's pure amazing. It's a brilliant little guitar. And I suppose one of those things as well is like, I feel it makes me play better on it. Kind of, the Shocking Bird's got that as well. I feel I play better on this. For whatever technical reasons there might be. Or I play a certain way on this. And to be honest, it's probably because I've never actually done those frets. I'm like, whoever plays above the 12th fret on the E string, me when I'm arpeggiating. See, some buzz is good, that. That's a really hard one to do. Some chromatic jazz. completely given up on the thought of delay yet, but mostly. Yep, so I think I've made Telly Tuesday too long, so I think this might actually be Telly Wednesday. I was actually earlier on, I was just doing a video talking about this, my new thing. So this will be a pure, oh, what's that you say? It's like, did you buy a jigsaw? And it's like, no, I've already got a jigsaw, but I lost the case. And whoa, there we go, there's my Black Sabbath pedal board. Not yet wired up. But quite looking forward to doing that. I just had to, I picked up a guitar. It's now an hour and a half later. The thing is, I would have been playing the guitar for an hour had I been doing a video or not. I really just, for some reason, this guitar, the way this is sounding just now, just put me up with a drummer. Or just, I can just, and just play shit. I could write 10 punk songs right now. Or shitty metal, punk, rock and roll. I wonder if that's maybe why I like the Schockenberg, because it's got really badly worn down frets and could really do their fret job as well. It's got a distinctive sound. Maybe I think it evens the playing field a little bit. It means that if you're a little bit less dynamic, as in you accidentally hit some notes a little bit louder, you don't notice as much because they're all buzzing. That could actually be why the Flying V sounds like that as well. So it's a little bit one of those covers up mistakes a little bit, because there's always a wee bit of a buzz, so if there's a wee bit of a buzz it doesn't matter, it's always there. And I'm particularly pleased with how the third pickup turned up, actually, even though it was just there as a to make it look good. I wasn't spending any money on the guitar. I wish I could have bought a pickguard material and made one and all that, but no. But the fact it actually does something. That's pretty beefy sound anyway, but Bucker Eyes